Welcome to the Dave Pamah Show, the podcast that revives, restores, and awakens your innermost capabilities.
You have the training and the talent to succeed, but do you have the guts to fail?
I love what I do. When you love what you do, you want to be the best at it.
Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
Find your path to success through the journey of those who have succeeded. And now, your host, Dave Pamah.
Hi, welcome back to the Dave Pamah Show. And today we're diving into an essential topic, personal safety and empowerment. My guest is Stephanie Cyr, a personal safety expert and executive health coach. She's the founder of PowerUp Moves, a program that helps people build safety habits while strengthening their confidence and self-efficacy. Through a unique blend of empowerment, self-defense, she equips individuals with practical tools to enhance their well-being on every level, emotional, psychological, and physical. Stephanie, welcome to the Dave Pamah Show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a great pleasure having you. And I'm actually certified. Well, I started off as a personal trainer on my days off. Well, actually, I just got certified in it. I was actually an athlete, a track athlete. So I got some coaching qualification, and that's where I'm being a firefighter. You're into fitness. That can lead to health coaching, as you know, when you get those qualifications. And of course, I was into health and safety, fire safety mainly, because I was a firefighter. So it's quite interesting that you've got that mix as well, because I don't meet many people with the same mix that I've had, if you like. So that's quite good anyway. But let's get down to the serious question. So Stephanie, personal safety is something we all know that's important, but many of us don't think about it until we're in a risky situation. So what inspired you to create PowerUp Moves and make safety education such an essential part of your work?
Thank you for asking me that. And you answered it in a sense, because people don't want to think about it until they're in a risky situation, until there's a threat or perceived threat before them.
Yeah. And
it became clear to me in the work that I do that why not learn the skills to assess or situation and avoid a threat if at all possible. And then roll it back even further, understanding that a lot of threats, most threats, majority come from someone you know. It could be an acquaintance, it could be an intimate. And there's a miscommunication, to put it mildly. So why not work on communication skills and being able to tell people exactly how you wish to be treated, to be clear with your communication. And this isn't just my own thoughts. I did a deep dive into it and found that these strategies have been taught for years, and you yourself might be familiar with them. They come from the military, they come from law enforcement, how to de-escalate a situation, and etc. So why not have the everyday person learn these skills and be a bit more comfortable walking in this world?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, with fire safety, we probably I did have some confrontations, actually, because I did go into the fire safety office after being on the front line for so many years as an officer. Right. So, of course, we're going to get confronted sometimes, you know.
Right. And a couple of fun facts here. One is that I've done some work for a fire department in our area. Yeah. And not even... It was to come in, they were training a group of what they call community first responders. Yeah. The folks that are out there. Right. So how to keep those first responders safe, how they learn how to keep themselves safe. That was the training I was doing. And then secondly, lost train of thought.
Yeah, no. Right. So no. Sorry about it. So yeah, you worked with a first responders department. Yeah.
Yes.
And
then as a martial artist, I've been called into the San Francisco Police Department with the Grandmaster and it was voluntary training, but how to learn skills to disarm or not engage with someone without pulling a dedicated weapon.
Yeah. Well, certainly the restraint training in police is definitely something that's important, because they can get in trouble as well if they do it wrong. But either someone will kill them,
Absolutely.
if someone will kill them, or they'll get in trouble because they did it wrong, and then they're going up for a discipline because they didn't do it in a self-defense way. They did it in a get out of, a lot of that happens in the States anyway. As you know,
it does. And you have to do it in a controlled manner, and be very mindful of how you're holding. And
interestingly enough, we had a day's input as when I went into the fire safety department, fire prevention department after almost 20 years as a firefighter, and he was teaching us some self-defense work because some of us was getting abuse thrown at us. Obviously we don't really fight back like police have to, so we had to really learn how to, just that extreme moment we might get. And I think one of it is like we had to get under the jawline a bit and something, I can't remember that one, but
pressure points.
That's right.
Pressure
points. And it hurts kind of thing, and
absolutely.
I think if they had a knife and things like that,
Right. Absolutely. There's ways to contain someone. I mean, whenever you're in a very, as you would be as a firefighter, it's an emergency, that it's adrenalized state, and there's probably people very upset around you.
Yeah. We've actually I've been attacked as well with the team of firefighters I was in a couple of times. People's throwing bricks, stones at us, and sometimes from a window, and you don't know where it is. Of course, we've got our PPE on, or fire gear on, so it'll hit the helmet. Hopefully, hit the
but
helmet.
still,
well, you don't know. That could have been a bullet in America. That could have been a bullet.
Exactly.
So, you just got to be careful these days. But anyway,
absolutely.
That's quite interesting. I didn't know you did martial arts as well, but.
I've done it for over 30 years. And talking about background, that's how I began. I was doing martial arts to blow off steam I was in grad school and just needed a break. And I also learned I'm a kinesthetic person. So I actually learn better when I'm moving, when I'm doing other things. I'm the same. That's why I do practical work, really. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously I did track, but I suppose a world of sports would have been open to me. I mean, I did try boxing and karate. My brother did karate more seriously. But, and I did do kickboxing after I finished athletics, just as a fitness thing. But some of the people just suddenly went into boxing matches, because I worked with a world boxing champion when I first joined the fire brigade, and then he had his own gym and he was training people and things like that. So he earned a lot of money doing that, more than as a firefighter, actually. So... And now I can understand why you got the health thing, because obviously health, fitness and things like that health and fitness was a hobby, really, because, I was still carrying it on while I was a firefighter. Well, I appreciate you saying that, because a lot of people, at least stateside here, do not get that connection. I have to explain the connection of being a health coach as well. I mean, and that's part of it, always continuing to learn. And it's clear to me, especially I teach at the university. So every week I'm with my students, and it became super clear. I'm talking to you about strategies for your personal safety, but your environment is not, clean, and that matters to your safety. It's hard to find healthy food. Actually, that's a great moment usually with the college students, is I'll bring in apples or lemons, because here in California, they're growing on the trees. So I pick them off the trees, bring them in. And I ask the students, what does this have to do with your safety? And they just look at me. They're getting more savvy, or
Well, I mean, we have health and safety laws in this country. It's combined together. But people, when you say safety, people just suddenly, and obviously there's the logo safety first, but it works hand in hand, doesn't it?
It certainly does, because if you're not feeding yourself, taking care of your body, you're not thinking clearly, to be mindful perhaps of avoiding the threat or him handling it right when it's in front of you. Your body's not as strong as it could be. So it's helping them realize these connections, and that goes a long way to them taking care of themselves. But I also wanted to say, going back to something you said about your workplace, I'm not just working in a sense, I am with individuals, but I get called into workplaces all the time for people to manage different types of threats. Customer service, you're managing the customer, the person before you, but also between colleagues, between workers.
Yeah,
exactly. Workers and anyone with authority over them.
Authority
that comes out. That's the irony. HR calls me in, and then once they leave the room and trust has been established, we talk about all different types of relationships and how to handle them. because financial people don't people think of harm as physical only. There's financial harm is number one source of harm, and it's usually a precursor between intimates to domestic harm, abuse as we know it, and emotional harm, psychological harm. So in even just being pulled in, even having them come in and stand before them, people working there can realize that, oh, this is a thing. Like me being slighted in every meeting, people not putting me on the team, I'm not getting the promotion. This is a harm. And we start talking about how to manage it. So it goes way beyond just this physical harm, the stranger in the street in that moment in front of you, even though I do talk about that too. And we do get physical.
Yeah, no, well, that's quite interesting. You've got a good kind of clients, really. You've had some good clients. But one key element of self-protection is situational awareness, being present and alert to what's happening around us. So can you break down what that means in practical terms and how we can develop it in our daily lives?
Absolutely. Situational awareness. So what is going on around you? You have to be aware of not just people around you, but your environment and yourself. How you have to be self-aware, which is a big step for a lot of people. So I usually, sometimes I'm called in and I have a short period of time with the group. My number one question for them, Dave, is where are the exits in the space? And everyone just, and that's where we start. Because if you have a plan, it's been found to help with people freezing up in the moment, mind going blank, not knowing what to do. If you've already sussed out what is the most efficient way to exit the space, you can just go and start doing that, even if you're scared, still thinking of how else to get yourself safe. And when I say the best way to exit, it's not only the most efficient or straight line to an exit, it's also towards safety, which is really key. A lot of people, you might pick the wrong door, pick the wrong exit, the window. And you have to go towards safety. And you could be exiting a conversation. People have been in tricky, right? So you have to know how to exit that without causing more harm to yourself.
It's very interesting you say that. I mean, obviously, one of the questions we used to ask if we went to do a little fire safety inspection, either while we were firefighters or even in a fire prevention office, is about fire exits or what would you do? What would you do in the event of a fire, especially in nightclubs and things, because they like locking doors to stop certain people breaking in, to get over the entry fee and things like that in big crowds as well. And I also did work for a security firm, just as a little top up my pension as a retired firefighter, as well as trying to do the health side of things, fitness, and they showed some terrorism things and said, what would you do in this situation? And actually we had to do on the video, which exit would you use if he came through this way with a knife and did this? Would you go through here? And then you kind of got marks, because it was it wasn't just a fire safety sign and go out that way. It was, it was well, it's the terrorists could get you in the toilet. Don't go through the toilet, go through the bar entrance, because it leads to the other exit to there,
Exactly. I one of the trainings I'm trained in is Krav Maga, and there's points where turn off all the lights, you get attacked. Have lights on, but have strobe lights going, which disrupts your thought process, how to get out of the building, blocking exits. One of the rooms where I teach on a regular basis, there's the main door, but if I say the threat is coming through the door, how do you get out? It takes a while, but the students usually get it. They can stack mats and go out a window, but they have to work together. And it's not the first thought to climb up.
It's amazing, really, because I divided my time between here and the Philippines mainly. I was in Asia a lot in my retired time, but I did travel around the world. I mean, my family's like Caribbean and an African island somewhere in the Indian Ocean, but there was a lot of earthquake drills going on when I was in Philippines and things like that. A volcano semi-erupted and things like that. And they're all geared up for all those sort of things. I did work for the Philippine Red Cross, so I was not only trained up but ready to help, But for terrorism, counter-terrorism, it doesn't seem to be like drummed into the kind of bottom line staff in a workplace or anything like that. Apart from if I was in a security job, then you do it, or wherever. Then the staff are trained, which is amazing, really, isn't it? There should be a similar kind of drills for everyone to say, what would you do if someone came in with a knife and you it was kind
Well,
of a terrorism attack. Could be a lone wolf.
It could be.
Yeah.
A lot of the schools in the States now, they're implementing that and then in private, it depends on the business in private businesses, but it's not a set program. I know what you mean, where it was just a given. We all knew earthquake safety.
Yeah, that's it. It's like fire drills, it's done all the time. It's like, so in the actual earthquake countries like the Philippines, it's done all the time. Earthquake drills. It's like it was not getting tiring, but it was a normal thing. Probably too normal sometimes. It's like, hang on a minute, but at least they know what to do. It's like almost you do it all automatically, get under the table and things like that. So. Okay, well, you work with a range of people from executives, as you said, to everyday individuals looking to feel more secure. So, what's one powerful transformational success story that has stood out to you in your journey as a coach?
Oh, goodness. Well, it's interesting. I have one that pops into mind.
Yeah.
Might be unexpected, but I will share it. So I have this privilege of working at the university. So I'm going to have the students in front of me all the time. And I had this powerhouse student years ago. She came in, great attitude, worked with everyone. Well, I'll tell you two stories. Absolutely wonderful. And we do groundwork. So first half we're standing, but then let's go to the ground. What happens when you're on the ground? First day of groundwork, I think in mid-sentence with somebody, she bursts into tears and leaves the room. And once you say success stories, it's not my success story. I'm a facilitator. It's them coming to having a generative moment. She leaves. Eventually, she does not come back until class is over and everyone else is left, and she comes back in. She did not realize until that moment we went on the ground and she was put in a certain position that she had been raped when she was much younger in school. She did not realize it. So she had, whatever the background, she had been told that was her fault. And it hit her in that class. It was not her fault. She had been harmed. It took her a while to get back on the mat. Everyone was concerned about her because she was such a well-liked student. People kind of rallied around her. And then the second most powerful thing, she shared with the class, which just brought me to tears because that's very hard to do. And it helped everyone in the class realize this. And everyone, meaning I have all genders in my class, and perhaps there's some folks who had no idea this isn't their lived experience. They might not have ever encountered this, but they could learn empathy, be empathetic, and listen and hear the hurt. She brought her parents in by the last day of class, and they both shook my hand. So that was, I would say, success story was one of the most powerful moments I had.
Yeah. You elicited something from her, and it was
from her.
Yeah.
So those are what I call success stories. The other one's kind of funny, but really has stuck with me. Early days teaching at the university, I had classes going to begin. I have this young athletic woman. First day of class, I always say, send me your goals and expectations for the class. And she crosses her arms. The body language spoke volumes. She's crossing her arms in the back. And she raises her hand and she's like, well, Professor, you said to be authentic, because I do say that, just speak your mind. So I'm going to tell you, and this is in front of the whole class, I don't want to be here. My parents are making me take this class. Okay. I'll participate, but just so everyone knows, I don't expect to learn anything. I had to take a self-defense course so flash forward. So she shows up. She shows up, she does the work, but she's always got this attitude. We go on spring break. We come back. She comes bounding in the door, says, can I share? Over spring break, she was jogging in a park in her hometown, as she said, where she's jogged for years. A man jumps out of a bush and grabs her and tries to drag her into the bush. She said, without even thinking, she immediately does the physical moves and uses her voice to signal to others what's going on, and is forced towards him to get off her while she disarms and gets him off her. And then she runs to safety and reports it to the police. And she felt so empowered. So those are the moments. It's drop the mic. If she learned that it gets instilled in your muscle memory, whether you believe in it or not, you use it, and it helped her. So 2 stories for you.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's really been an insightful conversation there, Stephanie. So personal safety isn't just about defense, it's about confidence, awareness, and taking control of our well-being. So for those who want to learn more about PowerUp Moves and your work, where's the best place to connect with you?
They can go to powerupmoves.com.
That's it, powerupmoves.com.
Powerupmoves.com. You could just click right there and send me a message. I'm very responsive.
Wow, fantastic. Well, Stephanie, thanks so much for sharing your expertise with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you want to support what we do, then share, subscribe, and leave a review over on Apple Podcasts. Or head over to my website, davepamah.com, and click on Rate Show. Well, that's all for now, but I'll see you in the next episode of The Dave Pamah Show.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.